This is Kaya TV. We are bringing Sports Magazine show, and I have my guest here, Tate Tebalo Lebaja and Tate Motlatsi. Ketra Peter, re tlotla re bua ka ditaba tse ngata tse di etsala dipapading ka ntle le ka hare hona ha Lesotho, me re tla qala re shebetsa People's Cup, re la ba le tournament e kgolo haholo ene kenye dihlopha tse robedi ine le kgato la pele re ba dihlopha tse robedi tournament ena obane le kgama kgato mabedi a fitileng re la ba le dihlopha tse nne fela me ke tla qala ka hore Tate, can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Okay, thank you very much, Ndate. Kalvitso ke Matlatsi Ketra Peter. Ke mohlopholli wa ditaba tsa dipapadi ka hare Lesotho e sitela le sealemoeng se seng ka bona ya Lesotho se tswa PCFM.
Okay, Tate Meja ke tebalo ba ka lebitso la ka ke ratela dipapadi haholo, ke a di rata, ke bua ka tsona, ke di analyze ebile ke di phatlalatsa. Salma sa Lesotho e ka stala marangrang.
Bo ka so utlwile ke bona ba he ka mogho ba itlhalositseng ka teng. Bondat People's Cup re la ga bona ditila di nyelo wa bua mantsuyana mane mo kanete bo ba batho se re tseba he ho etsa etseng ha wa etsa halala ba he nka la ka tsa hore ho tsholone ukena standard sa tournament ha le ba pisa le tournament se edition se pedi se fitileng ho ka re Ntate Peter.
To be quite honest, I think there is a decline.
Yes.
Yeah, the standard of football, especially when you're looking at the People's Cup, as compared to the previous 2 years. High kala unobona hore the tournament, yes, honola le mona me lore how I hayatsa ma handle empa buyona how we sheba in general mononzo sebetso handle. Coming the second year, leading mononzo bona yes mona le money. The management hayasitsa handle kai, but overall the tournament was also good. Coming to this year, we are Hanna, it was totally a mess because the logistical matters, the way tournament in Nzukating in clear kore ntongoleng tse ngata di sa hlaka hore na di hlopa ko no bona o kae ne di sa letse ke tlotla ke isa mohlala fela. Tournament ha e tlotla etswa launched already batsetsi o ntse o ba kgethe e le go no go buletswe dikgetho tsa o kena tournament pele tournament e launchu eno la ipotsa gona ka le ba phatlaletse la ipotsa bona jwale taba ena e etsa kae we mo bofe e le mo wa bona o hloketse some of the people ba batlang go kenela tournament ne di supporter go ba tsebe ka tournament because the only way the supporters could know about the tournament is when you launch them, you give them all the information about the tournament or na ba tlo wina bokae or na ba kenela jwang. But how without giving them the proper information of na tournament e tlo ya ba jwang, that is where ke bona hore e hlile boholo ba diketsala tsa selemong sena e hlile tournament ha ya tsamaya hantle.
Ke dumela le yena Tate Meja ke dumela le yena mara e thiwile haholo ha ba sheba tournament ena ha e qala ke wa e hopola hore e ne ya qala ile MGC wa le pele so dilemo tse tharo ka mora mono ya ba se le ntwe se votela so votela team ya tsona votela team tse nne wa hopola hore ka dilemo tse pedi e seng sena se ke sa ke se ka lo moso so ba le mo tse pedi tiftileng wa hopola hore ka mora tournament e kwara there were teams that started complaining ka hore more voting sa zamang. You remember Solos is one of them.
Yes.
As Moses like Ransom Javati than not complaining. But this year I'm going to 8. It like criminal like in it said you will whatever you're not gonna measure. Football supporters were complaining about the voting thing because last year ntona ila aiza gore team di tshone ha gola ke tsanga se bisa ntsole le la gore team di bona di hloka tšhelete because ba ile bang ka mokotla ka ofela ba o tekemeza kae voting and ha ba nka mokotla ba tismeza voting ka mo ba hlole ba bang ho kena mo and to la bona team ka ga le go se struggle gore ke na bo di ba dijo transport and all the stuff team se bile di kopa supporter hey please tase sa mona ke batla hula ka thata ka ba kala ntwe 100 supporters sa ka ukwa ile ka kheta ba ba di without go bona so ba la ka taba ina vote ba no mo gona vuto kono go bolaya so high tournament ke tournament high sponsor ka team meeting tse di mo ka di merits mo go mo la ka di merits jwa you have you had top 8 and top 4 Independence Cup in the past the team ka di merits tsa tsona ka go bapala ga tsona the top 4 wa tsebana go sentse ke ka tournament tse top 8 sentse tsebana go ke ka tournament but tsena tse go dirang ke yona batho ba complaining ka hona so nka rata go ke etse conclusion ka go tournament ka bo yona re ka kheta ila tsetello mona go bidile go tlhatswena go ngata go etsa ile you remember cover the games in the tournament they except the league in the country wa tseba go team kapa company high sponsor certain tournament if ana ka logistics ya o tsaya fana ka cheta logistics
yes
if ana ka jersey ya di team gore team le ke di jersey okay what's about how to compete tournament nyaka you have to wa para ke se ngozweng di bitso la ka ke le mofane ke le so ha etsa hale so ha se kala se tsale e se kala yimisa dintho tse ngata bona tournament e ke ya mofuta of so yana ile initiative e ntaholo but when it comes to voting ke yona motho wa ke bona lamba hana na yona haho yes
yeah ke hlokometse hore taba eno ka tangwe re isa point e ka tangwe re isa mo hlokwa hore le DJC di dire ke hlokometse ke bono di tlhopha tsa rona tse di papalla ka di sa bona since le alliance sponsor ke Metropolitan so the question would be ona chalete handle bogolo ba yona ya ka this tournament is sponsored by the team ka poehlile is sponsored by company tse tse hlamo se ke ke nka bua ka mabitso a tsona
ene wa go bola gore secretary general wa mogaro mo wa bolanya ona hlaihla bona la gona mo tlamo itswa launch ya tournament ona tla hlalla ka yona so even though una tla criticize no you cannot say that in public because you are part of it if you are the custodian of football in this country you should be the one to guide this guy to do the good thing or the right thing so if you so hausulla in the public so we gonna ask now when we want to ikiza so ithotlola ka ga bona batho o le ka go ya bona but bona bua di points tsena lu kwelana no you stress supporters o batla ba ntse then o batla ba tsamaya ba di game o batla ba di patala ba ja ba di petrol ba ntona ka ofela so then you have to ibe o bitse batho ba nako nyele qalang le buisana ka tournament dina yes
ke a gola ona mona ntate ba le taibuang ke nnete we address the SG ho bontsha hore as much as wena o bontsha hore ona le maikutlo a itseng ka the tournament you were part of it from the scratch from the organizing ya yona you were part of it even if uno see in terms of organizer o qala but everything ntse ba o tlalela re se re le hakana se re le ha ona mohlang o ile ngware emisa mohana mo ke batla go etsa le tjena reda o ntse o batla so on the day of the launch o ke batla go sore wena o na le e bona tjena ka yo ntse le ka go lwa yona empa ketelong ha se hlaiswa o se bontsha o se on the other side but overall I still believe for tournament it can be a better tournament in the coming 2 years or so only ha ba dula fatsi rephrase it balukisa mo batlame balukise teng but haholo the merits to the tournament should be solved otherwise re tla bona di team how is a comparison ya this year and the last 2 years of competition in terms of votings o tla bona there is a decline mohlala fela last year there was a team they fitting 200,000 votes which was Dinari and Bantu Football Club but this year sehlopha se ka odimo ha se ya fitla le 100,000 ka 120 so ene ya bolela hore ha ile ne rena le team tse pedi tse fitlileng 200,000 tse ngata tse ka tlasa yona tse fitlileng mo 150,000 the lowest kana go eno e ntse na le di vote tse hantle so it shows there is a decline in the competition especially when it comes to voting so the management or rather the organizers of the tournament should go back to the drawing board rephrase balukise ona the merits to the tournament is tshwantse e be jwang yes
Pero ba se re buile ka na ha ka botebolo SG na ba tla be kena a ke na re ka re la ga bua ka autonomy na go etelela holo Premier League ya rona should be autonomy but wa bona ha committee e bonta tema ha holo ke bona ba le ba e push e tswa ha o sa bua ka yo mele the president ya lefa o la ka bua ka yo ha le ready whenever you are ready
you can come
yes and then ha re bone go isala tabeng ba go bona go ba le khotlano eno ke re isa point ena bana go ba le khotlano eno e si a sa batla gore e ka ba tshilo sa fitla e bua gona mo ke mo ga ditaba
Azona, give about autonomy. You know why they cannot have autonomy? But this is what I see.
yes
How kala ba fa autonomy? O ba fa matla. So how ba fa matla e le batho ba welang tlasa hao. A ke le fa ke le fa and le pheo la yona ke PLMC is one of my pheo. So then how ba fa autonomy? O ba fa matla you can number that o posa o sane all custody. What I see is that the Football Association is afraid to give them autonomy to be autonomous. Why? You see that when the Mahogana have autonomy. You know what Lova says? It said, okay, Sama, officially
yes
don't ask anything. Any funding, anything from us.
Yes.
And kids was on paid. So Sana was already over. Sama wanna go kill them was about it's like I disown you. You are not my son, you are not my daughter. Go. So Wawana Hagaras also have ish. Hagizamuna. Naita has 6 national take it grabbed. Kitomo, please fund me for this tournament. Naito the Yeza. It cannot happen. So those one doing. So what was the autonomy is like told out to me. How not about life? Yes.
The autonomy part
yes
is not going to happen any soon because the people who are in charge in the Premier League's management committee, the Lesotho Football Association, they are not ready. They are both not ready, or this one should be autonomous. They are both not ready in a sense where they are going to feel or they are going to be challenged, like Nathalie was saying. On the very same side, the Premier League Management Committee as well, Leon is not prepared to run football alone. Until they become prepared, that is when Bagabona the necessity, they have to be autonomous. But until then, it's going to be a problem because this is why Moreklan never won a problem whereby Premier League Management Committee could have taken a particular decision. And then the Lesotho Football Association oppose the decision.
Or refers
back.
yes
That shows we are not going to be autonomous anytime soon until those people become prepared. Prepared in a sense, a Premier League Management Committee stand on its own and run football.
And transition also. And transition from PLMC, from under the Football Association, and you support them even if you give them autonomous, you fund them. Yes.
And that is inclusive.
Yes.
That hinders the sponsorship to come into our football.
the main sponsor
The main sponsors.
okay
Because Nathalie Bajo's company, e batla ho sponsor a Premier League.
yes
But ba bona hore Lesotho Football Association has so much power in the running of football, or rather in the Premier League of the particular country. So Libona maybe they foresee the problem now. How invest more? What I want to try to invest at the Lesotho Football Association. Any one problem 1, 2, 3. It's for so long that Lesotho Football Association has sponsorship until now,
yes
right?
yes
So yane hore le bona ile di company ha ba batla invest ka ga football ya bona ba ntse ba bona le fine tse le yona e ka ga e gana football ya bona ke yone e batlang e tlisa hore be le a shortage in terms of sponsors,
because ne ke tlotla ke botsa hona mono na mo le mongwa wa football ya rona. For example, in South Africa we have SAFA, we have PSL, and PSL autonomy, full autonomy, and SAFA one fella national team. Now is this going to help our football to improve?
Obviously once Fuka is available, football is going to improve because there's one the country or rather the organization is autonomous. Sponsors are going to come in. They are going to be able to buy rights in there. But high say autonomous, they shortly sponsors because hababone the necessity of buy invest hakaruka. And football because the man will ya infrastructure. Mutlomong government ha invest to banintse bona ho sa hlokahale because ba bona re kopana ka football.
So no, partly, but I remember the Football Association, maybe politically, sometimes if you give them power, taolo mohlomong re a tseba go taba tsa dipolotiki but ha se ka ya go tsona haholo but ke nana gore PLMC as he said ha ba ready le tlile ha ba ready because le bona le tsalo la bona go ha ba le money di sponsor ga di sa tle so it means ba tloda ba matso fela because motho ana ka nna hana ba sponsor o itsena e molemong wa bona yes ka ba molemong wa bona because every organization to be independent is the decision sa yona and how criticize mohlomong le PLMC o tla be responsible for ntho tse o di entseng and association le yona be responsible ntho tse tling di etsa so if that is a hale ha ilo ba molemong wa bona because team tsa Premier League ke tse mohlala fela a je re le 16 it means it be buela team tse 16 ba tseba go batla ntona le izala re batla ina izala so ntwe to ka the life force association especially that in program ya bona ke ya bana le program ya national teams national teams ka mekhatlo la team ba re buka senior national team bana le programs tsa bona so programs e tlo batla mo program ena bona ba submit on time re tla ba le FIFA break ka dating re tla ba le ka dating so guys be aware so Premier League is what ngata ba tsene di there so isintse ta bona se tswa se tsala o sa ne fela so di bona tona le twitse league se postpone no so itsala that is the case ke nana mo hlomo ita thusa bolo go go
le ona ishunyene People's Cup le re na taba tsenga
yes
tse di ka ba wena na tshare sheba re di sheba go tloa di quarter final mane kon go di ba pateng ka teng go fitlhella mona mo ba ntwileng yona e tlotla e ba mohlodi ana re ka re di supporter di fans ba votileng bihle ba fumane treatment le ba e hloka from day one.
In terms of treatment, I think the supporter always enjoy football. Nto ba tlang fela go ya le ba leng ba lo shebella bolo and then ba khutle and then treatment ya bona ke ha team ya ka e winne.
Okay, exactly.
Treatment ya ka ya so re ke fitle mane le ba leng ke jaife. Treatment ya ka o ke kena ka le ba leng ke shebelle team ya ka e winne ke ya ha. That is the only treatment e lo ke nana di supporter ba e ba tla ba ile ba leng. But in terms of mohlomong bona ho kenwa jwang motsuwa jwang ho rekwa ditikete jwang ke nana le yona ntse ka improve with time mohlomong ba increase bona ha ona le tournament e itseng ba ka lokisa ka nako re ke ditikete jwang e le go ska ba le taba tsane tsa ditshutsu ho di line tse ngata tse tlang mo o ketelo go kenwa ka le ba late
so ke nana if ku pa botsa ha the treatment engwe ha ba ka bataba ya tournament ka bona bona mohlomong ba bizwana le se ha re for me this year tournament higher tournament reflecting the performance of the team ka mo go ditaba di ngata go gopola go quarter final sa file tse di ba palo mapuzo e bile draw teams en go fair and teams e winning mo di winne ka di penalties
yes
how got quarter final za ya boga go le abone lona mo buile noto team engwe ya winne ka di penalties ke mo hlala fela matama winne ka di penalty against the edge ja di la ba bantu fele teng ka di fofana ka 1-0 so ntone ya go bitsa gore e hle tournament ena so tournament ena ina 500,000 the prize money for the winner so when you come to this tournament so the coaches were afraid to make mistakes not coaches technically they were afraid to make mistakes this is why those teams they were busy because if you make mistakes with mistakes you are knocked out but because you know that if I lose this game I have a chance to prepare my team for the next fixture but this time around if you are knocked out you are out so I think the performance of the team all in all was not good from the quarterfinals even semi-finals and the finals they were not good
in closing the only a place mo ke bona wa di supporter di ropue the match officials say look they were not never see consistency in terms of taking decision kimang mo ilo ba itse most of the supporters how sheba ka mona ka the People's Cup ne ba nna ka ba le saphala fela ilo mo re nkare ha ke na re di supporter di nepile ha ke na re di fusitse empa ke tla once ntate majoro ke la ka wena re le 100 it says I have to go back and make introspect ke sheba bona taba tsentse ke di etsa di nepaitse ka pa di nepa ke tshepa hore office ya boletsa phala e tla khutlela morao sit down ba etse ba shebe bona ba letsa phala bana ba sebetsa ka the People's Cup ba lokile ka di decision tse ba di nkile ka ponentse ba posana if they were wrong somewhere then they sit down ba lokise if ba bona ba etse decision tse lo di cost le di team ba nke di gato taba yana hore ho nno fela referee entse pause o thola o entse blunder e leng costly team. That is where getting o tla ho qala lo go di khana.
Yeah, remember this is Kaya TV Sports Magazine show. Ke ntse ke na le ntate Tole Mlajwa, ke na le ntate Motlatse Kapita. Di kwena botat, di kwena e qeta ho bapala le Bafana Bafana. Ntate le Bajwa o qeta ho reisa prince ya bohlokwa ya hore re ne re bona la team tsa rona di sa gore. Mme taba eno o bona it's a translate into the national team. Ke mono re ba busy ba bone first half ha holo e ka ne re batla hore re defend ntwe silo ka bona re batla 1-1 re ke siele ho tata. What can you say about that match?
Okay.
Particular game, yes.
Re tle papading ena tate Major re tse bona South Africa ba pala jwang o to ka lo bona taba e nngwe advantage in ka ho bona more than South Africa. I'm saying that because we know South African players, we know the coaches, we know everyone, but they did not know about us. They did not know about us. So, so have a fika mol. Instead of what comes in mind is kitabaya yahoapala. Defensive, but mohlomong kana go ngana go kusisa batho ba bona ba mohlomong ka ke team ina le quality players se ba palang di kintse ba tang di phame ha holo jwalo stuff, and re tlameha re ba pala bolo defensive fine, but taba pele ha ba pala defensive football bona wena ha ona le bolo to sebetsa bona. So how kala o thata misa list ya how yes squad ya first 11 ya how re le batho o le ntako le mane you see ona what kind of coach what ba pala mohlomong mo ka mo khofi ile sentse o buitsa o mo motho wa pala mokgwa o defender ha o kala o so sena support ona o so sena le football isn't you are not going to play, and it happened exactly that. But fine, advantage South Africa, I mean, it's really the first half. But the real advantage because South Africa was frustrated in the first half. They didn't have time, but frustrated. They did not know what to do. But keep believer, I can't know during the half time, Bali video analyst, eba to someone, this is why Hakuda second half, but we are going 80. Go by home, but that's it. National team is not who compromise on position. I don't know why we have to compromise position. You know the player is playing as defending midfielder. Yeah. But have the national team umisa kotare. Central defender. For the longest time, have the national team one change umisa any midfielder. For central defense for the longest time. You see that day Mufunda day say Pepe Matete. You know that when I go to for 10 years. But I am with the national team. But I am with the Matami. During us, I am midfielder. But I have the man of all the time. But I know, you know, now we pick the merits because the merits I pick up in the midfielder. The national team is the best team in Yahai. This is why I called him at the team. But I have the man of change of his position. Typical example is Mahenda. He's a central defender. One of the best we have in the country. But Havika Mola, you switched him Mumisa Kodare, but Tawambalanudi, the guy who is young, energetic, and speed with some speed against Mufuking and speed. That is what caused us, I believe. Yes.
What is very important, it's our coaches. They are the major people to protect our players, not to expose them. Libaja just mentioned them all. We went to the game, we were the underdog, but the fearful underdogs. Never sabu are the underdog, because never under pressure, but rather with the two previous games that we played, in feel the motivation we can do better into the coming game. We played against Nigeria, we played as a draw, we also played against Zimbabwe, we won the game, we were beaten once. So we were not bad. But coming to the game, the structure of the team on that particular day, but what is very important, once ore re tlo tla re thibeletsa ho tloa re qadile ho fihleletse fedile re ke be ra kgona ho maintainer ho thibeletsa ho tloa ho qadile ho fihleletse o qetile hobane o tlo kgathala. That is what happened ka game eno. First half ne re thibeletsa because ha o sheba goal on target ke a gona ne re gana ka 0 having ili flugu fela but ne re na gana ka 0. But in terms of possession in it was not a surprise. Nentse re tseba go bafana e totla ya gona all out, but re tlamela gona re bapala ya go butse botlhoko ba hore e le jalo o kenela ka lebala mo thibeletsa ka lehlonolo gile ka bapala bolo ya maoto at Premier League level.
Yes,
botlhoko ba teng ke ha o kenela ka lebala wa tseba bona wena capability ya hao e hakae. Empa jalo you have to adapt or nanta le ba jo wa bolo ena sky trap ha e fitla fela e mule e epi e etsa o lose your identity o le sebapadi di bapadi tsa rona jwale ka bo tshwara fotwane bo mang ke ntse ke jwe ke le ba jo ho ja ba ile ba kena ne ba ka nna ba se ba performa ha holo go bane ntate mokwetlisi o na tlotla re ska trepa bolo tshwara bolo e gaile pele fela se batla bona ho itsa jwang. But ha se ke qetela ne re bapala ka motho a bitswang Keketso Snyders e le hore ha ke tsebe bona le camp tse kae ka go national team ya bona.
yeah, very few.
They are very few.
ya bona le la bobedi
Ine le abubi
la ba se ya go
ya o bontsha hore e hlile o ke batlisa sebapadi o se bapadise 90 minutes se na le camp tse pedi e bile o ntse o bona go ingwetso reda ona tlamaya be a bona o fetola motho kana go because o mo expose it nna ke go mo expose it because hana le la o bua ka Keketso Snyders e ka go bua ka motho a sa tsebeng bolo ho hang a ke ba kgethwa national team a sa tsebe bolo ga but o mo expose it because o mo beile molo for the entire 90 minutes and then he get exposed. At the end of the day the supporters are saying all things se ba batlang go di bua
and ha ba sa mo so but ke na
tawe mo breakile
e ka nna ba break ka ba ya ka ntlobe ka nna mo disa mo ba ke tla tsele sa ka khetha bua ka Keketso Snyders but ha na ke Keketso Snyders le makate it my memory serves me well because ka mona ka tla go ka mona ene le hana ka mo ka tla go le tsheleng mo ba ka mane le mo khatshana fine not that but ka tlo makate o ke striker se tswa se connectang ball because why ona le skill o khona ba ba so Keketso Snyders o tsapela body ha physique the aerial balls lo ha ka o tshwarela di bolo ha ona le batho ba khona go bapala so but ha le mo asna skill jwale ho sena di service tse tlang ho yena remember hana skill ona motho a physique motho a di aerial balls o mo tla holo perfect but ha ho sena motho a reng ha tshwara di bola botshwara tsone di o tla o connecta di bolo o go o ka re ma ka ba exposed yo ka khetha o tla ba exposed because jwale ha o na striker ka sena le skill ha o ba thata jwalo ha fona bolo wa e tshwara nne mo le ka ba bapala ke go bona so yena ke ba khona go etsa but o mo keeper for 90 minutes so why o mo keeper for 90 minutes so ke na ba coach that man to come into this game he was not ready ona batho bana ba tla bapala go a tshireletse so against South Africa but yena sa tshireletse because ke le ga dithulo ka longwe ha o na le dibapadi tse di ba ile support rona mo le hlona mofotwana you know how na le ball kona because ka game to ba ball you are going to have it kona the moment o ba tsikisitse South Africa ball wena o tlo etsa ka yona it means o tlo ela hla because ha ona batho ba tlo thusa go etsa go bapala
ke gola ane ke ketela fela ka motsotso fela ke ka ona tlamea maikutlo a go ona tlamea a introduce bo fotwana a change the structure sa bapalang ka sona ha be ona bapala defensive football then I fetola because it's like look like Kenya the mobile players se tla gona re bapala because once ana ka di game e bontsa re bapala yona 9-1 kapo 8-9 e ntse re bapala it says in tlo ba a waste to us header ona tlamea a introduce new players ha keta change the structure then re gone bapala re go etse mohlala fela including ne ntse re bapala different national teams ba bang ba physique body height and all that but bana bafana ha ba re fit ka anything rather it's a little more or less the same just that bona infrastructure e ba fa the upper hand ya the way of living the way they are more professional we are not even semi-professional and really amateur so nkare if ever is introduced those players ha ke ta fetola di way ne ntse re bapala ka teng ha re sa bapala 9-18 kapo 9-1 se re bapala tjena ile go process football because fotwane kala ke le bomang ke batho ba mo mobile ba bapalang ball ke nana ntse re tla kgona ba betere mohlomong a ka ba ntse introduce motho a bitswang le Mohandintse. He's one of the top goal scorers ka rona, so we cannot keep him outside even kentse motho e mo for the entire 90 minutes e lo re yena ha hlole yana ka dikolo ke go langa tshwalo.
Okay, now let's take a short break and we'll be back soon.